Walking Dead Chapter 2 starts out with Lori remembering Shane. The scene opened up to a scared Lori worrying about Carl, leaving Rick, her parents, and the whole entire world collapsing around her. Shane is trying his best to comfort her through all this chaos. Meanwhile, they're both betraying Rick in both versions of the comic book and the TV series. Rick becomes the group leader in both versions of the comic book and TV series. In the comic book, Dale, who is the voice of the group, pulls Rick aside and tells him the group has decided for him to lead them. The group was not trusting Shane because of all his shifty decisions. In the television series, Rick becomes the group leader organically through his decisions, actions, and natural authorities as a cop earning the group trust. Tyrese in the comic book is completely different from Tyrese in the TV series. In the comic book, Tyrese is introduced shortly after Shane's death and immediately becomes Rick's right-hand man, best friend, and second in command. Think of him as Doral Dixon from the TV series. The TV Tyrese is more of a background character. Now let's discuss Tyrese's background and personality difference from the comic books and TV series. In the comic book, Tyrese is described as tough as nails. A former linebacker in the NFL, personality traits is a mixture of Shane intensity and Daryl loyalty. In the comic books, you would meet his daughter Julie and her boyfriend Chris. Julie and Chris are clearly up to something, but the readers don't know what they have planning, but it sounds sinister to me. I personally don't care for Julie's boyfriend Chris. Something's not right about him. In the TV series, Tyrese shows up with his sister Sasha and three other characters who are not important, to be honest, because as soon as you meet them, as soon as they die. Tyrese is a protector in this series, a gentle giant who is deeply traumatized by all of the violence he witnessed, often refusing to kill, trying to maintain his humanity. In the comic books, Tyrese starts a relationship with Carol. They hit it off immediately. The TV show Tyrese only have one love interest, and that's Karen, who Carol ends up killing to stop a flu-like COVID outbreak. Tyrese dies shortly after losing the love of his life, Karen. In the comic book, Rick is the first person to know of Lori's pregnancy, and it happened a lot sooner than the TV show. In the TV show, Glenn is the first person to know about her pregnancy in season 2, episode 4, Cherokee Rose. In the television series, Rick was the fourth person to know of Lori's pregnancy only because Rick found her morning after pills. The news didn't go over well. On top of Rick finding out Lori was trying to abort their child, she also tells him about the affair with Shane. So far in the comic book, Lori and Rick have not talked about the affair with Shane. Donna dies. Next in the comic book, Donna dies while they are clearing houses in the subdivision, hoping for a stable place to call home. Carl getting shot. Difference between the comic book and the TV version. While back on the road, Tyrese and Rick and Carl heads out on a hunting run. Otis mistakes them for walkers and shoot Carl in the comic book. Carl's shooting is completely different in the TV series. In the TV series, it actually is beautiful. Rick, Shane, and Carl are hunting. They see a massive deer. Because this moment is so angelic, peaceful, and magical, Carl's shooting takes your breath away, instantly forcing you back into reality. When we meet Herschel, it's the same in the comic book and TV series. Otis shoots Carl and takes Rich to Herschel to save him. In the comic books, Carl heals way faster than the TV show. In the TV show, Cole almost dies because the bullet tears into fragments, which makes it very difficult for Herschel to remove. In the comic book, the bullet doesn't go deep at all, which makes it very easy for Herschel to remove. Rick also did not have to give blood for him to survive. And lastly, Otis did not have to die going on a run to the high school gym to get medical equipment with Shane. Remember in the TV series, Shane kills Otis to survive and make it back to Lori. Herschel family dynamics is also different in the comic books. Herschel has 7 children, 4 daughters, oldest Lacey, Maggie, youngest twins Rachel and Susie. 3 sons, oldest Arnold, Sean, youngest Billy. In the TV series, he only has Maggie, Beth, and a stepson, Sean. In both versions, when the group meets the Green family, Sean is already dead. Herschel was only married once in the comics. Well, he have only mentioned one wife so far. In the TV series, he was married twice. Comic Herschel is more delusional when it comes to the walkers. His personality is more cruel and straight up. In the TV series, he is a more noble, responsible, and a God-fearing man. Sophia's storylines plays out different in the comic books as well. In the television series, Sophia goes missing before they make it to the farmhouse. Remember in the TV series, you have Rick and Shane and Daryl every day out looking for Sophia. So that scene where Sophia walks out the barnyard as a walker is such a shocking, memorable scene. It's probably one of the best scenes in The Walking Dead. But in the comic book, she is alive and well all the way to the prison. And they're also trying to foreshadow her and Carl having a relationship as they get older. They're starting to grow a really tight bond with each other. Glenn and Maggie's relationship starts off a little different as well. In the comic book, Glenn is having a conversation with Maggie and telling her that he has a crush on Carol and that he feels like he took too long to make a move on her because she's now in a relationship with Tyrese. In the TV series, they don't touch on this at all. But in the comic book, he also tells Maggie that he gets lonely because everyone in the group has someone but him, and that he would love to be intimate before he dies. Maggie expressed that she gets lonely too, and that she would love to be intimate with him. In both versions, Maggie agrees to be intimate with Glenn. When they're at the pharmacy, she actually initiates being intimate with him. In both versions, they both fall in love. So much so, in the comic book, when Herschel kicks the Rick group off his property, Glenn tells Rick, "Hey, I love Maggie. I'm staying with Maggie. I already talked to Herschel and he agrees that I can stay." And Rick is like, "Glenn, are you sure this is what you want to do?" And Glenn's like, "Yeah, Rick, I'm happy and I'm in love. This is where I want to be." Rick expressed, "I'm glad you're happy. Do you want to tell the group bye?" Glenn says, "No, I'm not good with goodbyes." In the comic books, when they finally make it to the prison, there's no Maggie, there's no Herschel, and there's no Glenn. Let's get into the well-known barn scene in season 2 of The Walking Dead, where Sophia is discovered. Let's start off with the original comic book version. Shane is dead before Rick makes it to the farm. In the television series, Shane started all the commotion about the dead being in the barn. In the comic book, it's all Rick. Rick asked Herschel if they could sleep in the barn to have more room. Herschel straight up tells Rick no because that's where he keeps the dead ones. They get in a big argument on how unsafe this is and how he should kill them all. Rick comes down when Herschel yells at him, screaming, "My son is in the barn." Rick tries to explain how dangerous the dead are, but Herschel is so set on that one day they're gonna awake and become normal again. It got so bad and heated, Tyrese had to step in and remind Rick this is Herschel's house, his rules. In both versions, everything goes down when Herschel tries to put a new walker into the barn. In the comic book, the walker breaks free and attacks Arnold, Lacey, both get bitten. Herschel ends up yelling at his son, who's now a zombie, please don't kill your brother. This shows how clueless Herschel is about the walkers. The shocker is that Herschel does the final kill of all three kids, Arnold, Lacey, and Sean. This made the comic book 10 times more intense than the show. In the comic books, the day after the burn scene, Herschel tells Rick that they can't stay and they need to leave his property. When Lori finds out, she completely explodes. She and Ursula get into a screaming, cussing argument so intense that Herschel tries to backhand Lori. Rick has to physically step in between them to escalate the situation. This does not happen in the television series. In the television series, they leave as a family unit. The farm gets overrun by walkers. Adria gets separated from the group. Dell ends up getting bitten by a walker and dies. Once they leave together, Rick, Maggie, and Glenn and everyone's together when they find the prison. But in the comic book, when they find the prison, happens after Herschel kicks Rick group off the farm and they're on the run to find a place to stay and for food. And Andrea and Dell are the actual ones that finds the prison. Once they find the prison, they go run and get Rick and tells him, hey, you have to come see this. Once Rick see what they have found, he tells the whole group, welcome to our home. This is all of chapter 2. I hope you have enjoyed. Please like, comment, subscribe. I will be posting chapter 3 soon. Thank you for watching.